I was in the wilderness when my best friend came in and ordered a drink, then said to me without looking at me that she was going out of her mind from having the news on. It don't even make sense what they say on there, Heather, she said. It was 2004. Let's put a line in here. It was 2004, and I didn't have the sense to know that yet. You make a bunch of paper fairies and you think maybe nobody comes along and signs them. You just do what you're told and figure you're getting pretty good at it. But you have to love the echo or their soft impressions of it. Let's delete these three words. Babble approximates speech, and if you listen wrong or just fucked up enough, you're taking in bad information like it's water. Go see if that door is still open for me. Let's save here. We're taking in bad information like it's water. Go see if that door is still open for me. I've been by too many times. Now they look. It's starting to be the same technician on the pole every time. Last time he took his sunglasses off. Just go by and then text me. I can still hear the L sliding through the sky. It's one of the best things I've ever lived by. Come here. I want to ask you something. Go by and see if his light is still on. Cupid gets orders. Does she take them? I didn't report the outage yet because I couldn't find the account number, and they think I live on King Street, but I'm sure somebody on the block called it in right away. There was a bang and a flash of light on one of the poles, and everyone had come out onto their stoops, so I knew it wasn't the electric bill, although that will soon be a concern if they resume shutoffs. Everyone says there's no they, and then everyone says the word they about 500 million times per minute every single day. There are at least 3 separate dogs barking, a deep one, a loud one, and a close one. Is this like the 2 wolves thing? What? No, I'm listening out the window. Are you open? Soon. Where are you? That's what I'm trying to see. People's footsteps sound like a dirt road, but the cars sound like they're on pavement, so I'm guessing an unswept street. Yes, the power is back. It was down for a little over an hour. I never called. We have this weird roommate. She walks around with a fork in her pocket, like she don't want to use the same silverware as the other 4 people in the house. She keeps hers in her room and comes down here slinking into the kitchen with it in her pocket. Pulls it out and rinses it at the sink and gets her carton of food out or whatever and eats some, and she never sits down. In the store, you are supposed to do something every single day. In real life, the neighbor opens her back door and calls out the dog's name. What if you could be taken in by someone who could take you all the way in, like they had a door that goes straight through and then leads to another door that they also have access to, which brings you all the way in where no one like you has ever been before? What if it's normal in there? Remember that park on Wissahickon? She must have come home after many days of doubting. The building that housed the 2 successive donut shops was not a building, really. Where did somebody just mention donuts a bunch of times earlier today that I saw? It wasn't like a donut commercial or anything. It was something I was reading. It was a standalone. It was on the opposite side of a vast parking lot from the strip mall. Everything else was in the strip with back doors all opening on the alley, separated by a chain link fence from the backyards of houses of families that could afford houses, even the kids. It has become a weekday again. All you really wanted was a house along the parade route, just access to an upstairs window. It was unclear how bad you genuinely wanted it, but your understanding that you were nothing without it was crystal. Finally, next question. I feel like you don't have to keep all this. It's not a building, really. It was a standalone. You as well as anyone. In fact, here it is. Look down. The building that housed the 2 successive donut shops was not a building, really. It was a standalone. Everything else. Oh, no, I already said that. It was on the opposite side of a vast parking lot from the strip mall. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Finally, next question. Is it so bad? Nothing. Strip mall. Right, everybody knows that because I already said that in that tiny sentence. There we go. Oh, right, right. She must have come home after many days of doubting. The building that housed the two successive donut shops was not a building, really. It was a standalone. It was on the opposite side of a vast parking lot from the strip mall. It has become a weekday again. Finally, next question. Is it so bad to be nothing? If you were, you could have that room along the parade route, because you might as well. You as well as anyone. In fact, here it is. Look down. Are you open? We're still debating. Is there a meeting? Remember when it was raining and we went to the secondhand store? And that was what we called it? But you bought the typewriter before the shutdown started. Having an audience is honestly what separates us from the chickens. What a villain should not do is express frustration when others are upset with him. Why do wrong at all if that's how you feel about it? Nothing is real until done. Don't keep things at your house when you're finished with them. I feel like that's kind of an accident, an artifact. Which doesn't mean we don't keep it, but in this case, I think we don't keep it. About it. I forgot the type about it. And that was what we called it, but you bought the typewriter for the shutdown. So having an audience is honestly what separates us. Oh, we don't even need to have that. That's oh gosh. Okay. Okay. I'm just gonna delete more slowly. This, you're not supposed to edit right on here, but the way my ADHD is set up, that's what we're doing. Are you open? We're still debating. Is there a meeting? Remember when it was raining and we went to the secondhand store and that was what we called it? Having an audience is honestly what separates us from the chickens. What a villain should not do is express frustration when others are upset with him. Why do wrong at all if that's how you feel about it? Nothing is real until done. How do people get to where they do so wrong, and who cares? Wouldn't you? Don't you figure this is how it was when God came up with it? Don't you figure up high in a house like this and all those slick thoughts, the dust in timed intervals falls into the light. That's how time becomes visible. All you do is bounce back. It's a can of Fresca from a vending machine by the lake. It's not a religion, isn't it? Why a vending machine? Because someone tends it. Oh, so then. In movies, they get up and put their clothes on and start their activities right away. In my movie watching days, I used to say, why don't I do it that way? Clothing from which pile? She said, you have to go back and get everything you can carry. She said, even the water from the laundry. Here's your clue. If you weren't so gullible, you wouldn't have gone so far astray. If anyone had loved me, I wouldn't have been so gullible. Yeah, well, they didn't, and she's gone. She's far away by now. You're not holding on to anything. Holding on is a misnomer for dying. What are you going to do now? When the people find it, which ones do they hold up to the light? Oh, this is so long. Cupid catches on. In this one matter only, people give no thought to the consequences. It makes sense to harvest that potential. Is there leftover pizza downstairs, an avocado and slices of pickled ginger? There is an urge to not embarrass yourself. There is an urge to not be found out. I think the only antidote is sunshine and the Band-Aid theory. Rip it right off, let it shine in every scene. We were quickly captured by our longing for bread. No one erased the caves. They want to study line breaks. You can know it's a this. Okay, later. There's a lot of words. It's raining.